Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Fireside Chat. It's been a minute since I've done one of these, and we'll get into that in a little bit, but welcome back to another Fireside Chat, guys. Today's topic is going to be about don't listen to anyone that you wouldn't want to be like, and we'll get in on that. Now, as you can see, there's been a few layout changes. I got my little fall tree behind me, the little willow tree, and then some orange and purple lights. Some of my boys are Ravens and Orioles fans, but let's be real, it's fall time now. I don't care. September 1st, that's fall for me. So, welcome to the new season, guys. And with that, a new season of Fireside Chats. Hadn't been posting as much recently on YouTube, both shorts and long form, just because of the accident and like a lot of things I went through. I had a lot of personal things I had to deal with. So, I hope you guys didn't miss me too much now. But let's get right into it. So, a lot of times, people will get advice from people that is completely unnecessary, okay? And I've been one of those people who's done that before. A greatest example, we can start at home, right? Because everything always starts from home, and that's something I've started to realize. Like a lot of learned behaviors, look at how somebody's raised, seriously. With that being said, though, a lot of times parents will have a vision for their kids, right? They want you, oh, you need to go to school, you need to do this, you need to do that, right? However, there are obviously multiple pathways to success. That being said, you can be like trade school, business owner, yada yada. And if you think about it, a lot of people, right, and this is going to be the core point of this, a lot of people will go out, listen to people who they either A, don't want to be like, or B, are not even valid in the field they're asking questions for, and those individuals will then end up in ruin looking foolish, right? Point blank, period. Now, I know this is a mindset video, but I do want to drop some scripture on you guys real quick because the Bible is the realest book in the world. It's a guide for life. Don't argue with me about it. Take it up with the big man upstairs. But with that being said, in Isaiah chapter 2, verse 22, it says, "Why listen to humans? But they are of mere breath," right? Why hold them in such high esteem and regard? Why do we do that? A lot of times we place value on people because either A, we look up to them, B, again, we were raised by them, we see a lot of good character traits, or, again, it's like, oh, well, he has this, and that. And a lot of people look at the end point and not the journey. And there's a huge problem with that because, again, if, for example, like following God, you go through a lot of trials and tribulations, if you saw the end goal of heaven, everyone loves that. But what about the storm? No one wants to go through that. And a lot of times, again, for example, let's say I'm a power lifter, just to give you guys an analogy. If I go up to a bodybuilder and ask him how to peak for a powerlifting meet, and I ask him for the advice, I take the advice, and then I have a terrible peak and a terrible meet, who's really to blame? The person giving the advice that doesn't know what they're talking about, or you for listening, right? Because a lot of times people will like to interject their opinions, and I've experienced this many times over, both in my professional career, work career, my business, even YouTube, honestly. Like anything I've done or put my hands to, everybody's going to have an opinion, right? Look at the people who are where you want to be, though, okay? I'm going to kind of flip the script because I don't want to just be like, oh, da-da-da, negative, Look at where people are that you want to be, that have character traits that you have, qualities that you have, a lifestyle that you have. Those are the people you're going to want to listen to. Because why would I ask a construction worker how to build a powerlifting program? Likewise, I'm not going to ask a school teacher to go build a parking garage. And a lot of times we get caught up in life because, well, he said this or she said that, or, they had this plan for me and this and that. And then we end up living our lives for other people. Let's start there. If we're going to live our lives for someone else, it should be God first and foremost. But if you're doing things to appease, whether it's your boyfriend or girlfriend, your friends, friend group, spouse, family, right? At that point, you're giving up your identity. And what you're doing is you're essentially saying, I'm okay with losing a sense of myself and listening to this person. They might not even have the best interest for me. They might not even be qualified for this advice. But because I hold them in such high regard, high esteem, there's Isaiah 2:22 for you guys, right? Because I look up to them like that, I am going to blindly follow. And it turns into the blind leading the blind. We've all heard that saying before. So I'm sitting here telling you guys, This isn't like one of those hyped up raw videos. This is serious. This is real life advice. I am sitting here on this beautiful chill deck. I have this nice little fire. I live a very quiet, cozy, modest life, and it's very peaceful, right? Why? Because I listen to the people I want it to be like. So I have peace in my life. Because I want to be more like godly, because I want to be more holy, right? I'm filled with that peace, and I've followed that accord. I listen to my pastor when I produce videos about scripture and preaching. I don't listen to my friend, my powerlifting coach. I don't, well, take that with a grain of salt, but you get my point. I'm listening to clergymen on speaking scripture. Why? Because if I want to end up there, then I gotta listen and I gotta be like them. But if I listen to a rabbi, right, I'm gonna end up like literally being like one of the wolves in sheep's clothing that they talk about in Matthew. So, you guys, I don't know how much more clear I can make it. It's a very simple point. It's very redundant, and I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but let's just be real. A lot of you guys, including myself in the past, have taken bad advice because we've either wanted to please somebody or appease the right person, instead of focusing on your sense of self, your identity, and developing yourself into the man or woman that you were destined to be. These people can steal your destiny, even swap your destiny with you. And think about that. Sometimes that friendly advice that I'm just looking out for you is really just a bear trap waiting to capture you and claw you in and either stump you or like slow you down in your plans. Or the alternative is it completely can destroy it, right? And a lot of times, even in my past, I've done certain things and then I've looked back and I've been like, why did I listen to them? Why did I do that? Why did I not trust my gut? Why did I not listen to my intuition? And I'm sure you guys have had many moments like that as well. And that's the whole point of why I'm making this video. So, truly I tell you tonight, there's no point in living your life for someone else. There is no point in listening to people or trying to be like people that you don't even want to be like. Just to be accepted, just for self-identity, just to move your career forward, because you're selling yourself and you're selling out, right? You're literally selling your soul by doing that. Selling your soul isn't signing a contract with the devil and, oh, cool, I'm going to be a millionaire in Hollywood. No. It's A, when you sin and give parts of yourself away, or B, again, losing that sense of self and sense of identity. So, you guys, heed my words. You can take it with a grain of salt, but I honestly, if I were you, I would definitely listen. And if you've been listening this far, you probably are for real and about it. So, with that being said, guys, I thank you all for joining me tonight. And this was, I guess, a more mellow, somber message, but the point holds. Don't ever give parts of yourself away. Don't ever lose your sense of self. Don't ever take advice from someone that you don't want to be like, because you will end up in their crappy position and not where you want to be. Sometimes it's okay to say no and put yourself first. Never forget that, guys. You walk with respect before anything else. It's better to be respected than liked. I promise you that. Blessings to all of you who watch this video. We'll be doing more fireside chats as we roll into the fall and winter. Can't wait to show you guys the new setup too as I add more stuff to my deck for this fall. But blessings to all of you. I'm very happy to be back and recording as well. And I thank you all for whoever listened. If you want to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok. And if anybody wants any sound advice or has any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach me on my DMs. Blessings to all of you, though, and you have a wonderful night and a wonderful week, and I'll see you guys for Wisdom Wednesday on Wednesday.